Hello, everybody, and happy Friday. It's Friday, the 14th of January, and I'm here all by myself this week. Explain more in a little bit. But first of all, welcome to Creator Briefs. It's our weekly recap of the top news and analysis from the creator economy. Every week, Greg and myself will bring you a roundup of the latest news, analysis, and deep dives on the key topics in the creator economy. You can find us live every Friday at 8 a.m. Pacific. You can also find out more about us on our website at created.show. We are also streaming live to Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter Spaces, and Twitter video. Um, Facebook and sometimes Clubhouse, not really, and maybe Twitch if we feel like we have more options to do that. So feel free to pick your poison, find out where you want to watch us, your best place to watch us, subscribe. That would be great, and support us there. So you can also get more long form content and insights when we do get around to posting it on our blog at createdeconomy.com. And for all the latest news that we are curating for the show that may not necessarily get into the show, be sure to follow us on Flipboard at flipboard.com/ at created economy. And with that, you know what? Normally, by this point, we'll have a little bit of banter between myself and Greg, but unfortunately, he's not able to join us today, but for good reason. And that is he is at an orientation session for the 2022 Techstars Boulders Accelerator. This was announced yesterday, and his company, Zealous, was named as one of the named as part of the cohort for the 2022 class, alongside many other startups. So congratulations to Greg and his co-founder Peter on joining that group, and looking forward to seeing how that startup progresses. Uh, and yeah, but normally, we I kind of one thing I kind of forgot is that this is all part of a three. This show is actually part of a three-part series. Um, we start on Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Pacific with Created Works. That's Greg's show, where he holds office hours and he talks about Web3. That is he co-hosts that with a couple of our friends, Abhinav and Arnold. Then we have on Wednesday our flagship show, Created Economy, where we interview movers and shakers and people doing interesting and amazing stuff in the creator economy space. And then it culminates on Fridays at 8 a.m. Pacific, with obviously this show. And without further ado, why don't we jump right into the news? So we actually have actually, I don't know why I have a bunch of news to share here. Um, First of all, let's talk about this. So I'm not sure if you're aware, but Blue Jeans is still around. Blue Jeans, I remember using Blue Jeans back in probably the early 2000s or late 2000s, way before the pandemic, where it's with meetings with companies, or different people in different offices, just to web conference, right? It's kind of similar to Zoom, and all these other ones, but Blue Jeans got bought by Verizon years ago, and so haven't really heard a peep about them for a while. And all of a sudden, Verizon Business announced on Thursday the launch of Blue Jeans Studio, and it's specifically geared towards those to creators, and it's more of a heavyweight enterprise all-in-one solution. I think maybe almost similar to what you would get from like a Ustream or something a little bit more wieldy. But here's what you get with it. So it's an all-in-one software package. Blue Jeans claims that it doesn't require any technical integration, no third-party support or anything like that. It's just one complete package, and it's priced at about $42 a month to start with. Those are the event plans that start with that. So it allows you to handle all the logistics you might need, including sending out invites, the event security, analytics, and the ability to host up to 150 presenters simultaneously. This is Look, I think this, and you can also stream simultaneous, you can syndicate your live streams to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. RTMP destinations, and other platforms as well. Um, I think this is kind of a nice move by Verizon. Whether or not this will entice, I guess, beginner creators or those that are, I guess, let's call them mid-tier creators who want to get started in this space, to use it as opposed to something maybe a little bit more, I guess, friendlier. Something that it's easy to kind of use it with with Zoom or with maybe with StreamYard. Although StreamYard is probably a little bit more cost prohibitive compared to this to Blue Jeans. But I think having a kind of off the shelf type of solution would be something that companies might want to have, or these creators might want to have. And this is specifically geared towards virtual events. So like this type of show may not necessarily be something that would be suitable for Blue Jeans, or that would be suitable to use Blue Jeans Studio. However, if you're doing something a little bit more like maybe a conference or something, this might be something to look into. According to the GM, it's like virtual events have become a fundamental part of every business strategy, whether that be for individual creators looking to build brand visibility or for enterprise teams working on communication training or lead generation initiatives. With the addition of Studio to provide premium production services, combined with our uh, oh, sorry, leading support team, Blue Jeans Events is the optimal solution to help brands of all sizes transform the virtual events to really wow their audience. So this kind of suggests to me that this is more on, obviously, since it's Verizon, it's for those maybe on the business side, the enterprise side, enterprise creators, and maybe suitable for, maybe appropriate for in-house creators who want to kind of evangelize to, I guess, brands, right? On a standpoint, like maybe like if you're doing like a customer or a audience um, engagement platform or something to that effect. So that's something to look into. I mean, this is something that everyone's kind of been doing for a while. Um, it's nice that it has the backing of Verizon, so there's a little bit more infrastructure stability. But whether or not this is too little, too late for Blue Jays remains to be seen. Um, I think there's a lot more options that are available to creators now that they may like, Blue Jeans, nah, it's not something that we want to look into. Too many, it's a little too antiquated for us. But hopefully this is I mean, I doubt this is a pivot for Blue Jeans away from web conferencing. But this is a nice way to kind of really build more potential customers in their pipeline. So, all right. For those that are listening to us on Twitter, Twitter Spaces, Twitter has announced that it is now allowing all iOS and Android users to record Spaces. This was previously only available to a select group of creators or people who are a host rather, and recordings will be available for public playback for 30 days. Now, this is a great move. This is not unexpected. However, you know, this is kind of I don't know. It's like, is this monumental news? No, it's nice news for more people to use this. Now it's all a matter of what other bells and whistles can Twitter throw into this to be able to do that. So I think this is a nice sign of Twitter moving pretty quickly in terms of their audio product. Um, but now all a matter of is like being able to allow people to download their spaces and be able to upload it to different platforms. That would be a nice thing for them to do. Right now, downloading is currently you can only download your recordings through your archive, and even after downloading from an archive, I mean, it's not really a timely basis either. And when you download the files, it's not really named in a easy fashion, so you kind of really don't know when a particular recording was done. So you have to like verbally say, "Oh, this is a recording from January 14th," and therefore then you can know, okay, this is how you appropriately label it if you when you want to upload it to like a YouTube or SoundCloud or whatever preference you have. But this is a nice option for everyone who's on iOS and Android now. You can now record your sessions. When you do that, like you see on this Twitter space that we have now, there'll be a nice little recording icon that appears at the top of the Twitter spaces. So, all right, now moving on to TikTok here. TikTok announced a couple of marketing updates, if you will. It announced that it has added Creator IQ and an Influencer.co as to its marketing as a preferred marketing partner. Basically, what that means is that there's a tighter integration between these marketing platforms and TikTok, so that you'll be able to use the customers of Creator IQ and Influencer can pull real time data about particular creators in order to strike up brand partnerships. This also opens up some opportunities for TikTokers who may want to who want more exposure to brand partnerships. That this could give them a little bit more help in discoverability, so that brands can be like, hey, let's find out a TikToker who does X, Y, and Z, like outdoors, outdoor content or tech reviews or something like that. And therefore, when they do their analytics, as opposed to just a little bit more anecdotal, where they kind of have to, or manually, where they review that in creator's profile, and then make that decision based off of that. That could be a little bit that could be a very manual process. So this makes it a little bit easier to do that. I don't think this is as surprising. Uh, Creator IQ, Influencer.co, nice move by TikTok. This kind of follows a similar playbook with everything else, where like I think it was like Facebook and Instagram did something similar, and YouTube did some similar way, but years ago with different partnerships. They announced these different marketing preferred marketing partners and the like. So this is a nice way to help with discoverability. So all right, moving on to the world of crypto. Uh, Actually, I mean, I think the thing with speaking of brand partnerships, what creators want is to get paid, obviously. But in order to do that, when you do brand deals, there's a lot of paperwork that comes with it. A lot of hoops that you have to jump through, a lot of forms. It can be very tedious, and just like creators just want some, something a little bit more seamless, right? So this company, according to the information, there's a 5-year-old company called Lumanu. It's a cash management service for creators, and they're exploring an option to allow creators to convert a percentage of that money into cryptocurrencies. And it's right now being tested or available to a small group of users. Or it will be available to a small group of users rather, in starting in the second half of February, and it'll open up more widely in March. Here's the thing, though. I mean, it's you can select that percentage, so I guess you could go up to at least to even 100% of your income into, and you get it accepted as Bitcoin or Ethereum. This is not surprising because if you look at professional athletes, for example, or even politicians, they have foregone the traditional paycheck, and they've asked for their salary in Bitcoin, or in crypto, rather. And I mean, you look at New York Mayor Eric Adams has done that. I believe Miami's mayor has asked for his salary in crypto. Two Golden State Warrior basketball players, Andre Iguodala and Clay Thompson, have asked for or say they will accept their salaries or their paychecks in crypto. So this is a nice little move to do that. And I guess it's like maybe it's a lot easier just to pay people in crypto, as opposed to having to fill out the 1090s or all these other W2s or whatever, all these other tax forms, and providing all this maybe sensitive information to a brand, when you're like, do you really need that? Like, just give me my money. So I think this is I don't think this trend is going to go away anytime soon. But I mean, if anybody happens to be listening to the Twitter Spaces, and has any thoughts in terms of creators getting paid by crypto, that'd be feel free to raise your hand, or feel free to join us on the stage. All right. Now, let's talk about Twitch, right? So, a couple of new options here in Twitch. Um, First of all, Twitch streamers are can now gift followers free emotes. This is right now. This as of January 12th. Twitch, starting with Twitch partners and affiliates, they'll be able to give out emotes. Now, emotes, if you're not familiar with, there are Twitch specific emoticons used by viewers and streamers to express themselves in the chat. And so this week, partners and affiliates can grant them to fans in exchange for a follower. So if you follow me on Twitch, for example, you are gifted 5 emotes for that you can use for free. Now, in order for me as a Twitch streamer or partner or affiliate to be able to use this or to be able to gift them, I need to be eligible for the instant upload. I'm sorry, instant emote uploads. Say that 20 times fast. Instant emote uploads feature, right? And if you don't have that, then you can't gift these emotes. However, emotes can be uploaded. They can be moved over from subscriber only tiers, or you can select them by default. Select the ones from the default ones that are created by Twitch. I wonder though, in terms of like as we get further down the news cycle here, um, when will they allow creators to like will there be a booming market for creators to create these type of emoticons or emotes that can be there then passed along or sold to by partners, affiliates, and streamers to their affiliates. So, um, oh, and let's see. Okay, so you know what this is I don't think this is game breaking news. I mean, it's nice for to keep to allow this so that it keeps people engaged with the with Twitch. Um, and hello to Victor. Yes, you are the first to comment on here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Nice to see you again. Happy. Wait, are you technically allowed to say Happy New Year on January 14th? Is it still kind of that line? Or I don't know. What? Anyways, I'm going to say it anyways. Happy New Year, Victor. It's been a while. Um, but going back to Twitch, these emotes is a nice way to kind of keep your followers a little bit more engaged. It's a little bit of a quid pro quo kind of thing, but it's a nice way to show recognition that hey, I appreciate you're there. And you're right, Megan. It definitely helps the community. These Twitch emotes certainly helps the community. It helps build engagement. Instead of like kind of being like a one way street where, like for example, in this conversation, I'm telling you the news, but there's no reciprocal way for me to kind of interact with you. That these emotes can certainly be a great thing. As and obviously, as the adage goes, pictures paints 1,000 words. So emotes can tell you a lot more versus just me typing out like, oh, this is what I think about X, Y, and Z or your stream or whatever. So, um, speaking of Twitch, um, this is actually so small little update here. Well, a big update over in 2022, but a small update announced on January 12th is that they're going to launch. Twitch is going to launch an improved reporting and appeals process in 2022. There's been a lot of the company's been a lot in the headlines quite a bit in terms of their about users facing abuse and harassment. And so what they want to do, what Twitch is going to do is they're going to upgrade their process, allow more transparency, a lot more um, visibility in terms of what's going on. And so here's at least from what I've discerned from this article from Engadget, there's about 3 updates that are going to be coming. So there is an AI tool that Twitch uses. It's called the Suspicious User Detection feature. It launched at the end of last year, and it flags potential streamers who have repeatedly or who it feels could be repeat ban dodgers, right? And so what Twitch is doing, it says it will update that tool to around how streamers can use use that information from it. Um, so that way, I guess it'll know that if streamers can be like, all right, hey, for example, Ken, yeah, you've constantly been banned, but you're violating this, so they'll know ahead of time, so they don't. There's no potential red flags that pop up during the stream, or will prevent somebody from harassing them in real time. Um, Additionally, the says it's going to clarify parts of its sexual content policy. I think there's been some ambiguity around some certain areas, and so Twitch wants to clarify that. No word yet in terms of when that'll happen. It's just saying it's going to be happening in 2022. Finally, Twitch plans to improve the to share more and quote better educational content across its safety center and other areas. So I think at this point it's just more educational and make clarifying its policy. But in terms of specific features that are becoming, besides the upgrades to its suspicious user data detection feature, that remains to be seen. But I think an issue that a lot of these platforms face, not just Twitch, but YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Snap, and Twitter, and the like, in terms of protecting their users from abuse and harassment, and more work needs to be done. So, uh, oh, do that. All right, and actually, nice little kind of update from Victor here. Nice little comment. Emoticons may be a demographic play. I can't do emoticons to display a better idea, maybe a sentiment, and that's true. I think this is a. You're right, Victor. I think in terms of what we talked about in our last a story here, emoticons. It's you can say a lot. It's hard to really describe in words that a sentiment around a particular thought. And so it's like, how do you accurately describe how sad you are, or how much you're laughing, or how happy or excited or frustrated you are about a particular statement or angle or whatever. Like, I think the graphical representation of that is a lot more powerful. And I think it is representing the generation or the demographic that are on that's on Twitch. They don't necessarily want to type there. It's like everything is a lot more abbreviated, and it's a lot easier just to pass off that emoticon, that emoji, that emote, right? So I wonder if you'd be able to turn those into NFTs later on. Hmm. Seems like a question for Greg if he was here. So, all right. So moving on to a little bit of funding news here. Um, Another great article from the Information's Kaya Yuriev. Um, the headline here is "The Rise of Creators on Cap Tables," and also Wordle copycat app apologizes. We're not going to be talking about Wordle. Relax. It's not. We're not doing that. I don't play that game. Literally, I don't play that game. I don't get it. I would get too frustrated with just figuring out five letters for a word. But here's where it is. Like, the main part of this article is talking about how those startups that are fundraising. Some of them are now not only taking money from venture funds, such as Tiger Global Management, or Andreessen Horowitz, and the like. They're actually setting aside some stake specifically for creators, or rather creators with money to burn, right? So these social media creators, I mean, they've made money off of, like, they've gone gangbusters in terms of the news. I'm sorry, in terms of their success. Like, maybe it might be like like the Paul brothers, or Colin and Samir, or Casey Neistat. Those the ones that have massive followings, and probably have some money they want to put away or invest somewhere, based off of the work that they've done. And so startups are like, look, we'll take some of that money. Like, we want some of that money. And the point there is that what these companies are seeing is like, look, in order to do that, they can help by having a creator as I guess, an investor. They can help us grow our audience and give feedback on products more so than a traditional VC. If you're a startup founder, would you be open to accepting money from creators? Do you buy into that? I mean, let us know. Slide in, reply to us on Twitter, at Created Economy, or let me know on Twitter, at the Ken Young, or just chime in on a comment here and let me know. If you are a startup founder, are creator VCs and creator investors something that you'd be open to? But it seems like it's becoming a more frequent, like, for example, in this article, Next 10 Ventures founder Benjamin Grubb says more frequently than ever, he's been getting requests from startup founders to put them in touch with creators who can take a stake. So, I mean, this is a nice little, I mean, this would be fascinating. I kind of see why you would want creators to do that. I mean, it's it's they are part of that audience that you want to reach out to. I guess these are strategic partnerships. These are not necessarily going to be, I don't think you're necessarily going to take it from like for me as example. I don't have money, so like why would you want me as there? But if you want me as an advisor, great. That's one thing. But if I made a massive following and had a lot of success and financial success from doing this, I may be like, hey, okay, I've used this company's product. It's great. I want to be a part of it. I see they're fundraising. I want to put in some money or whatever. They're like, hey, yeah, we'll take Ken over, you know, another VC, an investor, because Ken has those connections or he speaks the language of the audience that we want to reach. So I think this is another version of strategic partnerships, just a little bit earlier, I guess, in the fundraising pipeline. So if you are a investor or if you are a creator or a startup founder and you're open to doing this or you've seen this, let us know. Be curious to see more of that, hear more about this. And hell, if you want to come on the show, we're more than happy to welcome you aboard. So, all right, let's talk about social commerce. Wow, we're getting through this pretty quickly. Uh, so there's a huge report. Well, huge in terms of size, right? Not like, oh my god, it's a blockbuster report. But it's a 90-page report that was published that kind of breaks down how users shop on YouTube, Instagram, and other platforms. Social commerce was a big thing in 2021. It will likely be a big thing in 2022 and moving forward. I mean, it's a new version of QVC just and everybody wants to play in it, right? YouTube, we know, has done something about that. Instagram has been, we've covered it in the news here on this show. Instagram has done a bunch of things in terms of social commerce, and you kind of see it now. You already see it now, not just from a creator standpoint, but just a lot of these marketplace ads and profiles encouraging you to shop on Instagram. Same thing you would see on other platforms, Snap, TikTok, and the like. So and this is an opportunity. Social commerce is an opportunity for influencers to make or influencers and creators to make more money, and connect with their fans. Um, and here's some highlights from it, right? So and this study comes from the Influencer Marketing Factory, and it surveyed users between the ages of 18 to 54 years old and who have in the U.S. who have shopped online. 82% of them have they've discovered a product on social media and purchased it from their phone. 57% of them say they've purchased something during a live stream shopping event. And 39% strongly agree that they've loved discovering products during live shopping events. So this is could be an encouraging sign for creators to strike more brand deals, and and for brands to reach out to creators who want to do maybe like unboxings or reviews or shopping type of things, right? Whether you're and there's a lot of opportunities to do that, whether you're on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, uh, uh, Pinterest, all those type of things, right? And this could be a nice boon for them to do that. uh, this Business Insider article does not kind of really dissect the 90-page article, but does pull out some highlights here. And it's specifically, let's say right here, it breaks down the tools that these platforms have used. For example, YouTube, they've done holiday streams and a shop event at the end of 2021. It's worked with Walmart and other brands to add shoppable links within videos and way for viewers to make in-app purchases. Instagram has done shoppable stories. Um, they've allowed influencers and businesses to tag products in their stories that promote a catalog or invite users to make a purchase. Um, Businesses and creators can tag products in their reels. Twitter has a live shopping feature. I'm not surprised. And now you can do the first live shopping feature took place in 2021 with Walmart and Jason Derulo. I'm not going to do the whole voice thing. Snap has their AR technology. Snap is kind of an interesting thing, interesting company because of their AR technology. That kind of opens up a nice little opportunity in terms of social commerce. I think as opposed to Twitter and Instagram and YouTube, those are kind of more like flat type of traditional shopping. Snap offers can probably offer a little bit more dynamics to it with with its AR technology. And of course, and let's go to with TikTok. Obviously, TikTok has their live shopping, allowing merchants and to connect with audiences in real time. They have noteworthy. They have a lot of third party integrations in terms of the shopping aspect with Shopify, Square, PrestaShop, and others. Facebook is known for shopping. They've had their marketplace for years. Pinterest is also done has their shoppable pins and boards. I'm not surprised that Pinterest will get into this live shopping. They've actually done something last year called Pinterest TV. It's basically like a QVC on Pinterest. And so, look, I think we'll be talking about live shopping, social commerce more in this year and the next, and I'm sure there'll be a lot more. These stats will be if there's another study that's done in the following year in 2023, that'll be a very different outlook. It'll be a lot. I think it'll be a lot. These stats will be a lot more, a lot higher than they are now. Finally, we come to this story here from Rest of World, amazing publication that is covers technology and news from outside the United States. Admittedly, a lot of our coverage is very U.S. centric, but I think this is a kind of a cute but relevant thing to end on here. There's a thing called a sticker economy. We kind of didn't really see that here in the US, but in Asia, where there's a high saturation, high number of users people who are on chat apps like Line and WeChat and everything like stickers are kind of like a way of life there. And as we talked about with emoticons or emotes, I mean that's kind of a similar, but on a much grander scale. So this headline here says artists across Asia dream of becoming digital sticker millionaires. And the creators want to these are creators who are designing stickers that are featured that people can buy between 99 cents to 4.99 US and use it online. And Line is one of the biggest chat apps out there. And but here's the thing, right? And let's break it down here because I think this is something that Greg and I have talked about in the show past. I mean, you first of all, when you look at the 99 cents of 4.99, that's not what the creator gets. Like you might be paying $5 for that sticker pack, but you're not the creator's not getting that $5. They're getting a fraction of that because after you've paid that, 30% gets taken away by Apple or Google, obviously depending on what platform you're on. And then Line takes a 50% cut. All right. So if you're saying $5, 30% off of that, then you get half of that, whatever's remaining. And this is a big business for Line. 200 it got Line it accounted for $200 million in revenue from stickers in 2020 alone. And there are more than 4 million designers on the platform with 10 of them earning at an average of approximately $10.2 million throughout their time doing it online. So here's a nice quote that I got from the article here. It says, it's pretty lengthy, so please bear with me. Quote, like many creator economies, earnings on Line's marketplace are heavily stratified. Only a select few break away to build large followings, making six-figure incomes from revenue sharing and sponsorship deals. When it comes to direct sticker sales, 154 creators have currently pocketed over 100 million yen, or $865,000 US, according to Line. And Mark Steinberg, the director of the Platform Lab at Concordia University in Canada, says, these become the sort of idealized stories that are told about content creators and Line sticker producers that attract more people to produce these stickers for them, even if it's not necessarily viable. The point of something I want to highlight from this while we're talking about, revenue breakdowns and everything like that. Some of these creators are saying, look, this marketplace is getting saturated and they're not necessarily able to reap the benefits of it anymore. And I think that's a commonplace in many type of situations like these, where like if you're doing emoticons for Twitch, for example, as we're talking about, that marketplace can get pretty crowded. And so how do you really stand out more? And it's like putting all your eggs in one basket and saying, hey, I'm making stickers for Line. I'm raking in, let's say, $865,000. But how is at some point, that's not always gonna be the case. This is not a guaranteed income. So how are you winding up doing this? Um, but it's compelling to know that, these type of things are blowing up. Like stickers have become a nice little, um, subset of the creator economy, right? And I mean, I wonder if that can actually happen here in the US. I remember at one point, like Facebook Messenger allowed you to kind of do custom or allow creators to upload their emoticons or something like that. I mean, I know that um, Snap you can do specific emojis or animojis or whatever. Like you kind of see a lot of these type of things, but I mean, it's like what happens with Line. This is a pretty a good article to read. It's nothing ground like I guess amazing to to take away from this, but it's nice to know what's happening outside of the U.S., especially as in other parts of the creator economy. Whether or not I think there's some point where some one of these creators is saying like, hey, you know what? I'm kind of trying to diversify myself, so they're looking into NFTs as well and all these other things. So the artists are, I think this is a common issue with artists and designers, and maybe Web3 and the creator economy offers a little bit more opportunities for them to not only make money but generate different revenue streams of sorts. But anyways, and that's pretty much all I have right now in terms of the news. Thank you all for joining. I know this is going to be, usually we run the show for about an hour, but there's usually some bantering between Greg and I. And unfortunately, he's not here, but with for good reason because he's doing his Techstars thing. So, but anyways, that's it for me. Be sure to tune in on Tuesday for Created Works. That's at 10 a.m. Pacific time, where Greg, Abhinav, and Arnold will be joined by many of our other friends and guests to talk about what's plaguing the Web3 space, how to build stuff, and come with any questions you have about as a founder for in the creator economy space. Then tune in on Wednesday at 2 p.m. Where we will have Created Economy, our flagship show. And that one, and this week we are scheduled to have uh, Efren Placencia from diffusion.me. That'll be a good one. That's at 2 p.m. Pacific time on Wednesday. And then join us again on Friday at 8 a.m. Pacific for Created Briefs, where Greg will be back and we'll be talking more about the news. Once again, there's a lot more that we may not have covered here, but if you're interested, join us on Flipboard at flipboard.com/created economy to get all the news that I'm curating every day of the week that we may not necessarily cover on this show. And feel free to subscribe to us on YouTube at youtube.com/c/created economy. Yes, we have the vanity URL. That's we got that earlier this week, actually over the weekend. Good stuff. Thank you, me. And feel free to watch our videos. You can see past episodes and subscribe. That'd be great. And follow us also on Twitter at Created Economy. All right. Thanks very much, everybody. Looking forward to chatting with you all later on. And if you have any news that you or think anything you want us to highlight, feel free to ping Greg or I. And with that, have a great weekend, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.